traditional comfort food, just like Grandma used to make. Now I've had this book for quite a while, and I've used quite a few of the recipes from it. I really do like comfort food, especially in the winter at this time of year. And so it says traditional. I'm guessing that means traditional UK. Let's have a look at the back. It says, in this wonderfully evocative book, you will find all those old family recipes, favourite recipes from times past, together with some newer ones from the modern grandma's repertoire. Indulge yourself in the delicious traditional and more contemporary dishes that have been part of your life for as long as you can remember. So let me know if any of these recipes are recipes that have been part of your life, and I will let you know whether they have been part of mine. Right, let's open it up. That cake looks nice, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. I wonder what that one is. Looks like some kind of fruit tart with a lattice pastry top. I like the pictures in this book as well. Right, so we've got contents, introduction, Chapter 1, Grandma's Comfort Food, Chapter 2, Grandma's Travels. You didn't know that Grandma had been travelling, did you? Well, there you go. Chapter 3, Grandma's Festive Fair. Chapter 4, Grandma's Just Desserts. Chapter 5, Grandma's Baking Day. Then an index at the back. Look at that. Gosh, you know I'm going to be so hungry at the end of this. Let's have a look at the introduction. It says this is a book about all our favourite childhood food memories, and it will give you the opportunity to create dishes just like Grandma used to make. It will conjure up all the wonderful food smells that would always be present when we went to visit our grandparents as children, and the warm home-cooked meals that were waiting for us. It would be particularly welcoming to arrive when Grandma had just been baking and there was a selection of cakes and biscuits, and even freshly baked bread to smother with butter and eat fresh from the oven. Grandma's food was always a comfort, just the right thing to cheer you up, soothe a cold, or even help heal a broken heart. Like Grandma herself, her food was always there and could be relied upon in all circumstances. Now, I am aware that for lots of people that's just a fantasy, but hey, let's live the fantasy, even if that's not something that you recall yourself. Right, so let's see what this fictitious Grandma has made for us. So, oh, look at that. That looks like macaroni cheese. Grandma's comfort food. Comfort foods are the old favourites, the meals that are particularly familiar to us, give us a warm feeling and soothe our souls. Grandma made these for us when we were young, so the good feelings associated with them are still there. When we are upset, worried or depressed, simple food like a warming chicken or tomato soup is just what is needed. Dishes that you can eat with your hands, such as grilled cheese sandwich or a tasty hamburger, are just the thing when you don't feel like sitting at discussing the day's occurrences. Other familiar foods like traditional roast chicken, fish pie and baked potatoes are all covered in this chapter, so whenever you need them, you'll have heartening recipes to hand, just like the ones your grandma might or might not have cooked for you. Remember, she's a fantasy grandma. Oh, first recipe, tomato soup. I love tomato soup, and I have to say, I particularly like Heinz tomato soup. That's cream of tomato soup. I've made tomato soup myself, but the thing that I find most irritating about making tomato soup is having to skin the tomatoes first. So unless this uses a tin of chopped tomatoes, then I perhaps wouldn't bother. Let's see. So this doesn't say anything about skinning the tomatoes, so maybe that would work for me. Cream of chicken soup. Yeah, I love cream of chicken soup. Definitely. I think that looks like a sprig of rosemary at the side. Parsley, thyme. Maybe it's thyme. I mean, maybe it's thyme as in the herb. Not maybe it's thyme. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, the grilled cheese sandwich. Let's have a look. Let's see. Okay. So this recipe serves two. Let's see what you need. 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of Gruyere or Emmental cheese grated, 4 slices of white bread with crusts trimmed, 2 thick slices of ham, 1 small egg beaten, 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter plus extra if necessary. For the white sauce, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon of sunflower oil, half a tablespoon of plain flour, 125 ml or 4 fluid ounces of warm milk and pepper. Let's see, how do we make this? Number 1. Spread half the cheese onto bread slices. Then top each with a slice of ham, cut to fit. Sprinkle the ham with all but 2 tablespoons of the remaining cheese. Then sandwich together with the remaining bread slices and press down well. 2. To make the sauce, melt the butter with the oil in a small, heavy based pan and stir in the flour until well combined and smooth. Cook over a medium heat, stirring constantly for 1 minute. Remove from the heat and stir in a little of the milk until well incorporated. Return to the heat and gradually add the remaining milk, stirring constantly until it has all been incorporated. Cook for a further 3 minutes or until the sauce is smooth and thickened. Stir in the remaining cheese and pepper to taste, then set aside and keep warm. 3. Beat the egg in a shallow dish. Add 1 sandwich and press down to coat on both sides. Then remove from the dish and repeat with the other sandwich. 4. Preheat the grill to high. Line a baking tray with foil and set aside. Melt the butter in a sauté pan or frying pan and cook 1 or both sandwiches depending on the size of your pan or your appetite, I guess. This is beef stew with herb dumplings. Now, I'm pretty good at making herb dumplings. I can make dumplings with mustard in, which I know that sounds awful, but they're delicious. Let's see, how do they make their dumplings? They're using 115 grams or 4 ounces of self-raising flour plus extra for shaping, 55 grams or 2 ounces of suet or vegetable shortening, 1 teaspoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley, 1 teaspoon of chopped fresh sage, salt and ounces of plain flour. Apologies if you can hear my stomach rumbling. It's just that this. There we go. Right on cue. It's just I'm looking at this thinking I just could delve into that picture right now and eat a lot with that fork. Okay, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 5 tablespoons of double cream, pepper, 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of mature cheddar cheese grated, 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of Roquefort cheese crumbled, 350 grams or 12 ounces of dried macaroni, 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of Gruyere or Emmental cheese grated. Let's see how you make it. 1. Put the milk, onion, peppercorns and bay leaf in a pan and bring to the boil. Remove from the heat and let stand for 15 minutes. 2. Melt the butter in a pan and stir in the flour until well combined and smooth. Cook over a medium heat, stirring constantly for 1 minute. Remove from the heat. Strain the milk to remove the solids and stir a little into the butter and flour mixture until well incorporated. Return to the heat and gradually add the remaining milk, stirring constantly until it has all been incorporated. Cook for a further 3 minutes or until the sauce is smooth and thickened. Then add the nutmeg, cream and pepper to taste. Add the cheddar and Roquefort cheeses and stir until melted. 3. Meanwhile, bring a large pan of water to the boil. Add the macaroni, then return to the boil and cook for 8 to 10 minutes or until just tender. Drain well and add to the cheese sauce. Stir well together. 4. Preheat the grill to high. Spoon the mixture. It's because this writing's so small. Into an oven-proof serving dish. Then scatter over the Gruyere cheese and cook under the grill until bubbling and brown. Just might have to have that for tea tonight. This is souffled baked potatoes. I've never tried that before. I mean, I've tried a baked potato, but not a souffled version. Perfect mash. Mashed potatoes. The ultimate comfort food. I could just eat a pan full of mashed potato by itself. Yeah, I certainly could. Cauliflower cheese. Now, I like it, but I'm not a fan of cauliflower, if that makes sense. So if I'm going to eat cauliflower, it's got to be smothered in cheese sauce. Just got to be, otherwise I can't eat it. It's a rule. It's the law. Right, so that's the comfort food side. Now, let's go to the desserts or the sweet recipes, I think. What should we have? Let's have a look. Right, so we're on to Grandma's Just Desserts. Profiteroles. Let's have a look. Those with a sweet tooth will fondly remember the delicious aromas of puddings and desserts that would emanate from Grandma's kitchen. Remember, some of this is a fantasy kitchen. Some are really quick and easy to assemble, whilst others take more time, making them best reserved for special occasions and family get-togethers. Chocolate mousse is always popular, and together with profiteroles, banana splits and black forest gateau will give even the most chocoholic cook enough recipes to indulge in. Pies, strudels and crumbles are included to add fruit to the menu. The fruit can be changed and according to taste degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or gas mark 4. 2. Use a little of the butter to grease a 20 by 25 centimetre, that's 8 by 10 inch baking dish and butter the slices of bread. Cut the bread into quarters and arrange half overlapping in the dish. 3. Scatter half the fruit and peel over the bread. Cover with the remaining bread slices and add the remaining fruit and peel. 4. In mixing jug, whisk the eggs well and mix in the milk, cream and sugar. Pour this over the pudding and leave to stand for 15 minutes to allow the bread to soak up some of the eggy mixture. Tuck in most of the fruit as you don't want it to burn in the oven. Grate the nutmeg over the top of the pudding according to taste and sprinkle over the demerara sugar. 5. Place the pudding on a baking tray and bake at the top of the oven for 30 to 40 minutes until just set and golden brown. 6.